After working on literally hundreds of launches over the past 2 decades, I've decided to stop chasing new launch strategies. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly why that is. So let's get started. So this is Ron Reich. I've been called the world's greatest launch strategist and a super marketing genius. That might be hyperbolic, but I know that I am really, really good when it comes to launching. I actually launched my first product, made my first sale back in 2007. So next year I'm going to have my 20th anniversary of my first successful launch. And I've seen it all. Again, launched hundreds of products over the years, and I've helped hundreds of people launch hundreds of their own products and services and programs as well. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you what has always worked when it comes to launching and what doesn't work and what you should focus on if you want to have a successful launch. So here's the most important thing. You need 3 elements to have a successful launch. If you have these 3 elements, the chances of your launches being successful, it's very high. Very high. So let's talk about what these 3 things are. Thing number 1 is you have to have desire. You have to be selling something that people want. This is marketing 101. I come from a direct response background. This is direct response 101. The idea being that you cannot actually manufacture desire in your marketing. All you can do is tap into the desire that is already there and amplify it with your marketing. Oftentimes, when people have a launch that is not successful, it's because they're selling something that they think is really cool, that they personally want, but that the market does not want. Or they're selling the thing that the people actually need, but it's not something that they actually want. So let me give you a couple of examples. I have a client who, in her business, what she really focuses on is helping her clients keep more of the money that they earn in their business. Like they might make a lot of revenue, but there's no profit there. And so she gives them systems. A lot of it is, it's like financial CFO, kind of financial planning type stuff, cash flow management, being responsible with your accounts and all that. And she has a really, really great product. Unfortunately, she is talking to entrepreneurs, coaches, my kind of people, and that's not what people want. Like if you ask coaches what they want clients. They want clients, revenue, sales. That's what they want. So she has a little bit of an uphill battle because there are the amount of people that really want, is very excited about more profits. I know I'm just telling you how it is. Like you would think that people would be more excited about that, but in actuality, people they just chase revenue, for example. So that'd be an example of what not to do. So you need to have desire. You need to tap into the desire that's already there. The other thing you need is you need to position what you have as something that's new and different. It's got to be the new, sexy thing. It's because we have this belief that the grass is always greener, that there's always something new, cool, better out there. So you want to be positioning your program as something new, innovative, and different. And it does not necessarily have to be new, different, and innovative, but it needs to position that way to the audience. And the third thing you need to have a successful launch is you need to have sufficient eyeballs to hit your numbers. If you do not have sufficient eyeballs to hit your numbers, no amount of amazing marketing is going to allow you to hit your numbers. We cannot multiply zeros, as we like to say. So, for example, if you want to have a $200,000 launch and you have an email list of like 100 people, then it is, I wouldn't say it's per se impossible, but it would be very, very, very difficult. It is if you have the right 100 people and you're selling a $100,000 program and you make 2 sales, there's your $200,000. And again, that would be, most people don't have that kind of access, if that makes sense. So if you want to have a $200,000 launch, you got to reverse engineer of, okay, let's see. Typically, we look at about a 2.5 to 3% conversion rate of our entire launch list. So if you do the math, so let's say you have even a more expensive program, a $10,000 program, that means you need to make 20 sales. So then like 2%. So you would still need like 1,000 people in your launch list to hit that. That would be 2%, which is not insignificant. It's not a huge amount of people, but it's not an insignificant amount of people later, and it's still a $10,000 program. So that's just an example of the kind of numbers that we need to work with. And let me give you kind of a real life case study of this. So one of my two people. One of them had a successful launch recently this year. One of them had a less successful launch this year. So person number one, this was a woman, an amazing friend and client, who she has a program that helps people with online challenges. She shows them how to do an online challenge. And if you look at her marketing, it's very solid. She explains how challenges are it's a great mechanism. She does a great job of selling her mechanism on challenge. This is the thing that people want, because if you do a challenge, this is a way for you to make sales, for you to grow your email list, sign up clients. Basically, challenges are awesome. So she uses that to tap into the desire that her audience has, which is clients, revenue, leads, etc. And she positions challenge as a mechanism. And then she's actually been selling this program for a little while. And this year she positioned this as new and different, because challenges are not anything new by now, but she added an AI element to her program, and that was the new spin about how to use challenges in the age of AI and how to utilize AI to make your challenge even more effective. So checking that box. And then this woman, she's got a good sized audience. She also does a very good job with joint ventures, and so she had sufficient eyeballs, and her program converted, that she had a very successful launch. So that is person number one. Person number two had a less successful launch. This person essentially showed people, it's basically about how to use AI to create your copy, essentially. How to use AI to create your marketing assets. And that's basically what the program was. So now, in this case, the desire was basically there. The desire was there. People, the whole idea is that you can use AI to create all these assets, to create your webinars, XYZ, and you're going to make more money because you're going to be able to create an awesome webinar. You're going to create converting sales pages. So basically, the desire was there. The thing that was not there, though, was this being positioned as new and different. Because the thing is, these days, in the age of AI, many people, especially relatively sophisticated people, coaches, entrepreneur types, they believe, and there is a lot of truth to this, I can attest to this, that they do not need to join a program or buy a course to show them how to use AI to create their webinar scripts or to create their, to create their sales pages or whatnot, because they can just do that themselves. Not everybody, many people think that they're really good with AI. So the idea of like using AI to write copy faster, I mean, ChatGPT that was end of 2022. So like, it's been almost 5 years, I guess, almost 4 years since that happened. So I mean, these days, like the idea of like using AI to create your sales pages or create a webinar, like that was cool. That was really cool 4 years ago, and there was some really good stuff there. But these days, kind of everybody can do that, so it's not new and different enough, and it's kind of like not overcoming the objection. Well, why can I just like use AI to create my own marketing, if that makes sense? And so this person actually did have a good amount of eyeballs. He actually did have sufficient traffic to hit his numbers, but unfortunately, it did not. The conversion was not there, mainly because it didn't have the angle was just not correct, and in a lot of ways, I guess you can also say that the global desire was there, meaning people wanted marketing, but people aren't really looking for an AI program to help them with their marketing because that ship is kind of already sailed. So there you go. So the point I'm getting at is that if you want to have a successful launch, it is not so much about the mechanism that you're using. You can use, a challenge. You can use a 3-part video series. I have a protocol called the Magnetic Launch Experience, which is it's about a 30-day kind of experience that involves a virtual event. That is a really, really great experience, and it's a great launch mechanism. But the point is, these can all work. It's not the mechanism or the strategy per se that matters. It really is making sure you're checking these boxes. The desire, you're selling something new and different, and of course, we got to make sure that we have the numbers. That's why I'm not looking for new, sexy launch strategies. I know all the strategies, but the thing that works is mastering these fundamentals of launching. Because when we do this, our launches will be successful. So I want you to have a successful launch. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video if you got value out of it, and I'll talk to you next time. This is Reich. See ya.